Welcome to this episode of Be Your Greatest Asset, the wellbeing podcast for working mums who are ready to reclaim life, ready to find out what else there is to life when they're feeling stuck in the daily grind, and to feel empowered to prioritize your own well-being. So today I'm really happy to introduce Steph Lloyd, homeopath. Today we're going to be talking about 3 homeopathic remedies to support you and your family. So welcome, Steph. Would you like to introduce yourself in more depth?
Hi, Michelle. Thank you very much for having me on.
You're welcome.
So, yes, I'm Steph Lloyd. I'm a homeopath. I also work with bioenergetic, and I am also a coach. I grew up in Switzerland, where we weren't as lucky to have free healthcare. So my mum discovered very quickly, when my sister was suffering from repeating ear infection, that she needed to find something else that helped. When it cost £100 to go to the doctor, you start thinking. So she discovered homeopathy and cleared my sister's earache, and from then on we've only been treated with homeopathy. I've taken it on and I've carried it on with my children. And then as my children started school, I went and retrained as a homeopath, and now work from my back garden and online, helping mums and families and everybody to find, a better way of life and get to the root cause of the problem, really.
Fantastic. Oh, I love that you've mentioned about Switzerland and your experiences in Switzerland, because I was just saying to you offline, wasn't I, that I feel that the NHS has almost done us a disservice, because although it's absolutely incredible and the what it offers is just phenomenal, yet in many ways I feel like the British people have become too dependent on the service, and feel that rely on it to fix everything, and it's kind of disempowered us to take responsibility for our own health, and not to treat root cause as well. Like, you go to the NHS now and it's all very much about treating the symptoms, but not ever looking further, deeper down. So tell us about homeopathy. I'm putting my hands up here. This topic is completely new to me. I know absolutely nothing, and this is the only podcast I've recorded so far where I don't know anything about the topic. So I'm here, I'm open-minded, and I'm willing to chat, and I'm very excited. So yeah, tell us what it is.
Amazing. So homeopathy was discovered, invented by somebody called Samuel Hahnemann in 1796. It's based on the principle of like cure like. So you would give the disease, you would treat a bee sting with a bee sting remedy, and teach the body to bring itself back into balance. It is used by over 200 million people on a regular basis around the world. But it is still, and again, possibly because we have been able to just nip to the GP, it's not very well used in this country, but it is very much used in Europe a lot. And it's gentle, and there's no side effects. You can't really get it wrong, because if the remedy doesn't match the vibration of the illness, it'll just fall to the wayside and nothing will happen, rather than having a reaction to it. So it's a very safe way for mums to try, and because you can try a remedy and it'll either work or it won't.
Yeah.
And you'll know usually pretty quickly. I mean, I've had cases with my son with big fever, and and they're really grouchy and they're crying and they're hot, and this is the time that we would probably go for the Calpol. So I would have gone with the belladonna, and then the child would have fallen asleep in my arms. I would open the windows, get a cold flannel, make them really comfortable, and let them have that fever. And the body would do it in such a way that is gentle enough for it to just do what it needs to do. And then the child wakes up, feeling a whole lot better. My children complain a lot because they can't get many days off school because they get better too quickly. They're not impressed with me.
How old are your children now?
Oh, they're older now. They're 13 and 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they've had a very healthy childhood.
Yeah, we're not ill very often in the house. And if we do, we catch it quite quickly.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, my boys, they're used to aromatherapy blends and remedies in our household. So yeah, they've had lots of sniffles and colds, so I could do with some of your your remedies. But then, to be honest, the aromatherapy has been very helpful for us.
It's
That's
pretty
what I
good
know.
too.
But
Yeah, it is pretty
but
good. Yeah.
yeah, so we're talking about useful remedies for mums to use, and to feel empowered to really support their families' immune systems and their health.
Yeah.
So share with us some
So,
remedies.
I mean, there's a lot of remedies.
Yeah.
There you can get kits. This is my go-to kits. They're very well traveled. I've had them for a long time. They're from the Ainsworth and Helios Homeopathic Pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
So you can order those, and with a book you can help yourself, quite well. It's all about learning about observing your child. It's all about observation, because we treat what we see. So we want to know what makes them better, what makes it worse. How is their cough? Are they hacking? Is it the kind of cough that as soon as they go outside they start coughing, but inside they're fine? Or are they coughing just at night and in the day they're okay? So different symptoms will direct us to different remedies. So it's a bit of a different way to learn to do things.
Yeah.
But it's actually quite easy once you get used to it. My kid used to say, "Can you come and sit at the end of my bed and ask me some questions?"
They love it. Yeah.
And it's also a very validating way, because you can really validate their illness and go, I'm actually fully listening to you, what's going on with you. And I think there is a part of healing in this as well.
Yeah, and it's teaching them as well to understand their bodies too, isn't it? I guess. So I mean, I'm a real advocate of feeling your way through life rather than thinking, and living by your intuition, trusting your body, right, and getting out of your head where
we all are.
yeah, I know. Well, I'm trying not to
Not to
practice
be.
it, but it's what I teach my ladies and my coach. But yeah, it's that connection with mind, body, soul. So I think it's really lovely that you're observing your children, you're having that connection with your children when you're practicing homeopathy, and you're actually teaching them to listen to their bodies as well, which is so important.
It's super important. And the homeopathic pictures, so homeopathic will have an emotional picture. So if your child barks at you and answers you really short, it's just a symptom. We're just looking, okay, it's really impatient. They're stuck to you, they won't go away. That's a symptom. They don't want to be touched or be anywhere near you. That's a symptom. How are they behaving is also really important, so
yeah, it's so true. I mean, we had a situation this morning where I had a very grumpy 7-year-old, bless him, at breakfast. He's a very happy boy. He's quite cheeky. We're encouraging him to be himself, he's but he can get very grumpy as well. But he tends to snap out of it quickly. But this morning he was a bit and so I was like, well, this is a situation, like, this was your choice, that this is why you're feeling like this now. And then a bit later I was like, so are you okay? Are you feeling okay today? I think he's coming down with something, because his brother just got or getting over a cold. He was off school actually yesterday. So yeah, so it's that understanding your children and knowing that they're not misbehaving.
it's
They're
happening for
actually
a
trying,
reason.
they're communicating,
Absolutely.
and you need to take that information on board and, like, what do they need? What do they need right now?
Yeah.
So
Well, we're, even as adults, if we're coming down with something, we don't have the same capability. We don't have the same energy. We don't have this, we might not throw a tantrum on the floor anymore, but, we also
We still get grumpy sometimes.
but we get grumpy, exactly.
Yeah, we just know how to regulate it better, but it's
Yeah.
it's helping our children regulate. So I'm really interested to hear more about the remedies that that you can offer our listeners today. Going back to those kits just quickly, what they called the Ainsworth. This is for people who were listening.
Yeah, Ainsworth, they're both pharmacies in the UK. One's called Ainsworth Essential Kit, and Helios, I think it's called a basic homeopathic kit. I mean, they do all sorts of kits. They do a childbirth one, they do a travel one, they do a few of them, but there's the essential one. One's got 42 remedy, one's got 24, and they're brilliant to have at home.
Yeah.
You can get a book. You know, there's a lot of brilliant homeopathy books. I also have acute consultation. So if you're stuck using them, then you can give me a call. We can do a consultation quickly in the morning. You know, if you can't get an appointment, and then I'll give you try this, try this, try that, and give you 3 or 4 remedies. Those are the one that seem to be matching, you know, and sometimes, you know, we'll have to carry on the consultation 3 hours later because the illness has moved on and suddenly the symptoms has changed and we need to just tweak it again.
Yeah.
So we can do that. And I also offer home prescribing course at my house if you're in the Bournemouth area. There is one on the 2nd of March coming up where we sit a small group. I want to keep it a really small group because I want to be able to discuss, you know, oh, my child, when it does earache, it always does it in that way. And we can work out what, because once you work out what remedies work for your child, you'll find that that remedy will work for their cough, their earache, their tummy ache, their headaches, because it becomes a constitutional remedy. It becomes what their constitution, how that person does their illness. The other remedies I love, and I wanted to talk to you about 3 today. I mean, arnica, you know, that's probably the entry into homeopathy for most people.
Yeah, and that's in my first aid kit.
Yeah, so you can use it. Yeah, we can use it topically as a cream, but also in little pilules. I don't know if they're just tiny little round little balls that you pop under the tongue and let it melt. They're little sugar pills, so children are more than happy to take them. And yes, it's great. So arnica is brilliant with all our bruising. It's also a great jet lag remedy, and it's good for insomnia and things like that, particularly if you wake up, you know, in the night.
Very good then for holidays with the kids, to take on holiday with you. If you're going, you know, more than a couple of hours out of your time zone, to help give them a perk when
absolutely you can take it
enjoy
on,
the holiday,
you know, as you board the plane even, and then you can give one at bedtime and then one the next morning and help the body regulates itself. It helps with the blood sugars and things like that as well, which can be a reason sometimes why we're not eating at the same time and things like that, which throws our body out.
Very interesting. Yeah, I find arnica cream has been so amazing. I mean, obviously I didn't know about the pills, but it's my nana, she taught me about arnica cream. She swore by it. And I guess that's kind of knowledge that's been passed down through the generations, isn't it? But yeah, we had a very big bruise the other day to deal with on my son's leg. And it really does work wonders. It's amazing. Great stuff. So you said it helps the circulation. Told me
yes, it helps with circulation, and that's how it heals the bruise.
Yeah, amazing.
It just gets blood to it. So
that's arnica. So what's next? The next.
So the other one I love is a tissue salt. So tissue salts you can find those in health food shops. They come in 6x potency. So they're very mild. You can't make any mistakes. Again, you know, you can take it quite a lot. And ferrum phos is one of my favorite. It's iron, sorry. and it's really your first stage. So the first sniffle, the first, you start getting a bit of it's not quite a cough, but you're like, this is not quite right.
Bit of a sore throat, maybe.
A bit of a sore throat, and your energy might not be so good. There's a bit of inflammation in the body, but we can't quite put our finger on what's gonna come out. The first sign of this, ferrum phos, is brilliant. You can take 6 or 7 doses a day, and really, and sometimes the body will go, oh, that's all I needed, a bit of iron, thank you very much, and then it will rebalance itself. But very often that can stop it from going into something more. And if it does, the body does need to, because it's a good immune system training course to sometime have a cough or a cold, it's actually fine, but that's when you could have your kit, and then you treat what you see as the symptoms are presenting. But I love ferrum phos. It's a great one to have in the cupboard. They're very inexpensive, and just you can take them everywhere.
Yeah, amazing. So would you say they're like salts? So do you dissolve them in water, or you just put them on?
No, you just pop them in. So you pop them, because they're energetic, you pop them into a lid, and then pop them straight under your tongue, or the child's tongue, and let it dissolve.
Okay.
They taste lovely. So it's never a problem. Most children are used to homeopathy are like little birds, and they just come with their mouth open, ready to be delivered with the remedy. So yeah, they're really easy to take.
Yeah, because that's the thing I find, like, if I've ever given my son, my oldest son, like, I have had to give him paracetamol on occasion, and yeah, they're hard to take, aren't they? I've got grown-up friends who can't take them. I don't like to take them myself, but it's just because yes, it's good to know. Easy administration.
Easy administration, easy to do in the middle of the night when you just got to get the the little pill in there, but you're not suppressing the illness. We're not looking to stop the body doing what it needs to do. We're trying to support the body into healing itself, into bringing itself back into balance, because we don't want to, suppression. It will go back into the body, and then the body will scream a little bit louder later on, saying, no, do you know what, I really want to get this out.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then you've got your third one.
So my third one, this one's for mums. Again, is the tissue salt in 6x potency.
Very important.
Yeah, and it's called Caliphos. That's Kaliphos. It's a potassium. The tissue salts are made from all the main minerals. So they really are the building blocks of our body. So we're just given, the building blocks of our body to rebuild our body. So Caliphos is brilliant for fatigue, exhaustion, brain fog, when we've got those children that are not sleeping, and you wake up in the morning and you feel like, I haven't even gone to bed.
Yeah.
This is just a memory to me now. I can't wake my kids up now, but
yeah, but I lost track of the number of days back in the day when I was like, oh, I haven't even had a sleep, and how am I going to face the day? You're going to get lots of orders now.
Yeah. So it's not a miracle. We still need sleep, but it is a little bit of a pick me up, and you can take it regularly. Again, there's no side effects. It just takes get the body to do a little bit, and you can take it for a long period of time as well. You can take it, daily for a month or two if need be,
Wow.
So
is it a good alternative to caffeine?
It's a very good alternative to caffeine, although you know what, a coffee sometime when you're awful is quite welcome too, right?
I don't know, it's the taste and that soothing soothing warmth going down my neck.
Yeah, we're not looking for for perfection here. We've got to have a coffee.
Definitely. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, brain fog, yeah, that's something that I think a lot of us also suffer with as well, even later. And I think a lot of that can be to do with overwhelm, even when the kids get a bit older, and just the amount of juggling and like just feeling anxious it gives you this mental fatigue, and when we can ease that through what you're offering. And for my ladies who I work with, through the like mindful self-care practices that I share, I teach, is that it's amazing. You can reduce that mental load, that
Yeah,
brain
we
fog.
get so depleted, I think, as mums, because we forget ourselves. We forget to look after ourselves. Very often it's like, I'll make them some food and then I'll just pick some food rather than sitting down and making yourself a beautiful plate of food, which you probably did before you had kids. So we are our worst enemies as mums. And, I put my hand up, that was totally me. Sometimes it's really important to put ourselves first and give ourselves the time, and I know you're a big advocate of self-care too.
Absolutely.
And I think that's hugely important, but not always difficult when they're tiny and they need out every second.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's probably a good time to say as well about boundaries. Like looking after yourself is really important. So you can look after other people. So if you're not feeling well, reach for those homeopathic remedies for yourself, not just for your children, or practice those self-care, mindfulness, self-care practices. Integrate all this into your day. So yeah, it's interesting to say we forget to. I think, is it forget or we choose not to? Like we don't prioritize ourselves. Like, is there a fine line?
It's a bit, yeah.
And I know that when we are feeling run down, when we are feeling stressed, whatever, then that's when we do self-sabotage the most. But it's when we most need to pull back and go, actually, what do I need?
Yeah.
What do I need? So yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, just the simple act of drinking a full glass of water or finishing a cup of tea, can be like a big thing when you've got, so it's really remembering, and when I do, because I also do full consultation, and I also do hair analysis where I check with the bioresonance where the imbalance is in the body. And very often the mums will come to me and say, can you check my child? And and I do the child, and very often I'm like, can we just see what's going on with you actually? And very often you find that the emotional stuff that comes up is very, very similar anyway, because we're so energetic. Our children will totally bounce off what's going on for us, even if we try to hide it really well. We're not that good.
That's really amazing, actually, because this is something I harp on all the time about, is that your mood is mirrored by your child. And I know that if I'm feeling healthy and calm and in a good state of mind, like emotional well-being, I'm on an even keel, my kids are okay. They don't, I hate using the term like misbehave, because as we've already said, it's usually your child is a bit off because they need something, or it's a symptom of something. But I just know that those mornings where I come in and I'm feeling a bit my children pick up on it. And I've learned this. I'm very keen on learning patterns, which is what you've also really said, is like learning your child's kind of health, behavior, all of that, and then you can get the remedy that will suit them. So it is very, very, very linked, isn't it? It's
yeah, absolutely. It's if my children start being really impatient or reactive, I'm like, okay, let's have a little check here. What's going on? Okay, I've been working a bit much. Maybe I haven't done my meditation. I need a bit of walk outside. Let's ground myself and then observe them to once I've taken a little check in kindness, because we all get stuck into the cog of life. It happens. It's just noticing and then just going, okay, let's just see what happens. But yeah, if everybody, if everything goes wrong, maybe I need a tonic. Let's just check myself out. Because usually when I'm calm, like they say, happy mum, happy child.
Absolutely. It's so true. So true. I very much believe that. And you're constantly role modeling as well to your children.
And it's okay to notice. It's okay to notice that although I am quite conscious of my behavior, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I've gone completely, whoa.
Yeah, but yeah, noticing your behavior though is just it is really, or not noticing whatever, but sort of realizing later, like, oh, actually in hindsight, I would have done that differently, and that's fine too. But yeah, just noticing those behaviors, and what your child pick up on. It's like that your child is more likely to pick up on your actions and your words. So
Yeah.
that's what they say, isn't it? So yeah, I was me talking. I'm throat chakra here. I'm touching my neck here as I'm talking, communicating. So amazing. So you've mentioned you've shared your 3 remedies, which is amazing, and you shared what homeopathy is, which is fantastic. And you've also mentioned a bit about your tonics and about mums and child hair analysis and testing, and you've mentioned your workshop. So do you want to just tell us just reiterate the tonics in the workshop that you've got?
Yeah. So in my clinic, I offer full health consultations. That's if you have got a chronic condition that's been usually diagnosed, ongoing, and you want to, people want to use something a bit more natural and get to the root cause of what's going on, rather than, we can work alongside medication. And, this is not advice against your doctor in any way. This is just advice to help the body bring itself back into balance. Then I do hair analysis as well, so you don't need a consultation. People will tell me usually, okay, I've got menopausal symptoms, I've got the hot flashes, I've got this, can you see what's going on with me? So I'll just check the minerals, vitamins, amino acids. I'll check the hormones, I'll check the neurotransmitters, I'll see any imbalances. Sometimes there's toxicity in the environment as well, which may cause fluctuation of hormones, not just, and also cortisol and stress hormones, that kind of thing as well. So, and then we can make a little tonic with so every tonic is completely unique. The body will choose exactly what it needs, and it's usually, the body will also choose how long it wants it for 3 to 6 weeks. And then people just take that. Some people have it a few times a year, some people have it every month without a fail, and some people just have it, I'm not feeling, I need a little pick me up, I'm not feeling like myself, can I just have a little pick me up? And the same, for the children, we've had coughs after coughs after coughs and we're not recovering. Can we just have a little pick me up and then just bring the body back into homeostasis? Then I do the acute consultations as well. So they're much shorter consultation over the phone. Just an acute illness is they're short-lived. So that'll be your coughs, your cold, your thing that you would just need to deal with. We can deal with that. I always ask people to have a kit. So because I will give them 3 or 4 remedies to use. So that's a nice way to be able, if you don't know how to use the kit at the beginning. And then obviously I've got my course coming up that I mentioned earlier, which is at my house in Bournemouth. Small group. Let's discuss what's going on with you. Let's do some exercises of case studies and things, and learn to use the book, and just really become empowered. So once you're in the routine of thinking differently, it becomes quite easy. I've got I've got lots of patients now that are used to doing this. At the beginning, they were calling me a lot, going, what am I doing? And now they're like, oh, brilliant, and they'll text me, go, oh my goodness, I did this. And, it's gone. My cough is gone.
Oh, that's great. And it always starts with a choice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A choice to feel better, to live better.
Yeah.
Live healthier.
And I think it's so empowering because, kids always fall in on the Sunday night where you can't get hold of anyone. That always happens, doesn't it? Oh, the GP surgery shuts, that's it. Everybody drops like flies.
One thing I would say to that, though, to mums, is that just take a look though at what you're doing over the weekends. What time and this is where I'm like really keen on patterns and things. Like I know people who have to take Monday and Tuesdays off work because they've been busy all week at work, but then they've really packed their weekends full. And I don't believe it's fair on our children to cram everything in at the weekend, like be really, really busy. So why is your child like, just have a look at the whole lifestyle as well, and then treat the symptoms with the root cause and the actual health things with the thing. That's where the mindset thing comes in for me. But just a little
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. I'm not into a million activities on the weekend either. It's time, we have to rest. Children learn a lot all week long. It's hard to learn all day, every day for 5 days. Their little brain needs a break, and their body might need a bit of a run. But
yeah, I think we get ill from it. That's
yeah,
what society is making us do, because it's making us work, and work hard, play hard. It's like, well, actually, no.
No, I do feel that's a
Work,
bit of an epidemic.
easier,
Yeah.
play lots, and rest hard. I should put that on a quote somewhere.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. You should.
Definitely. But yeah, it's not fair on our children. Like we've actually had a busy couple of weekends. We've had some people staying the last couple of weekends, family and friends. And this weekend, I said to my husband this morning, let's just hibernate this weekend. Like, I've got a little bit of work I need to do, and I can pick and choose where I work weekends, which is nice. But I do have a deadline. But yeah, just like, let's just do nothing. Let's just do the shopping. I'll go and do the shopping tomorrow. Rest of the weekend, let's just chill. I'm visioning us in our pajamas this weekend.
That sounds amazing. You have to sometimes, and it's really important for children to learn to rest, and watch us giving ourselves permission to rest, because I think it is a bit of an epidemic, the being busy.
Definitely. That's what I'm all over in my work, is like slowing us down, connecting back in, and you're treating those root causes to get us.
Yeah, and there's
healthy.
yeah, and this is what we might talk about when we have a full consultation. It's like, what are you doing that's no longer serving you? It might have done in the past, you may have been okay, but now it's no longer serving you, and your body's giving you messages.
Yeah, your body is always giving you messages. Like, being ill is a message, isn't it? Not having brain fog is a message. We have to listen. We've got to start listening, for sure. So, wow, this has been fascinating for me. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing wisdom, and for opening me up to a whole new world of a whole new therapy, which has been very exciting. Do you have any last words of wisdom for our listeners today before we say cheerio?
So what I usually say, and we've spoken about this, is to mums, really look after yourself first. I think that's really important. I know we've just said it, but it really is. If mums are happy, children will be better. If you need the rest, take it for yourself. Don't feel guilty. The guilt of, I have to do it for my child, is not actually helping our children. So remove the guilt, pick up a book, or and just rest, do what you need to do, and look after yourself.
Amazing.
I think.
I couldn't agree more. And the results, the outcomes from the women that I work with, you work with, I'm sure, are proof. So
yeah,
amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Steph. I will put your contact details in the show notes. Do you have a website as well for your?
I do, yeah. It's stephloyd.co.uk.
Okay, so I'll make sure I put everything in the show notes then, so our listeners can get in touch with you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a real pleasure chatting. Thank you so much.
Fun. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye.